Hey, how y'all doing? Mary J. Blige, she is speaking, baby. She is speaking, and the truth is coming out. Because Mary J. Blige knows all Diddy's secrets. And we already know, they say Diddy about to take himself out of here. Diddy ain't getting out. So I got a video right here. Y'all gonna have to hear this. Because when y'all hear what Mary J. Blige had to say about Diddy, oh my goodness, it opens up everything. I know everybody's talking about that documentary and how Diddy mom introduced him to that lifestyle at an early age. And I've been told y'all that. But I want y'all to watch this video here because this is the new stuff about Mary J. Blige. People don't even got yet, okay? So make sure you guys like, share, subscribe here at the Messy Sweet Spot and watch this video with me, okay? Let's see what they got to say.
And it was just things that I was saying that was just already out there that I was confirming. And then when I met up with Puff, he already knew what I was.
I knew Mary since my first album, Reasonable Doubt. I was nobody guy with a nobody label, and she came through for me.
Stevie J should be charged. Mary J. Blige should also be charged.
Could Mary J. Blige's shocking revelations be the ultimate betrayal that exposes Diddy's darkest secrets at Bad Boyz Records?
So when I met Puff, I was, blown away. But it took some years to grow into that and accepting someone that just was so excited about being seen.
Why did Jaguar Wright, an industry whistleblower, call out Mary J. Blige by name when discussing the dark secrets of Bad Boy Records?
Stevie J should be charged. Mary J. Blige should also be charged.
And what about Faith Evans, who called her time at Bad Boy unforgettable? Was it unforgettable because of the music or something far darker?
It was definitely a ride, and I must say, despite all the craziness and, everyone's careers and lives probably didn't end up how they thought it would, but it was a lot of fun.
Then there's the unshakable bond between Mary J. Blige and Diddy. Is it built on mutual ambition, or does it hide crimes and betrayal? Mary J. Blige has often credited Diddy, formerly known as Puff Daddy, for being her mentor and biggest cheerleader. In an interview, she admitted, "I needed what he had," referring to his ambition and industry knowledge.
When I met Puff, I was afraid of success, afraid to do anything that could put so much attention on me. And then when I met him, he was the complete opposite. And he was such a good thing for me.
But was their partnership purely professional, or was Mary's loyalty tied to deeper, darker secrets? The duo first collaborated in the early 90s when Diddy was making a name for himself at Uptown Records. Together, they revolutionized R&B with Mary's debut album, What's the 411, becoming a cultural reset. While their work changed music forever, rumors swirled that their personal and professional relationship wasn't as straightforward as it seemed. One person who has suspected that their relationship could be more than meets the eye is Jaguar Wright. Wright has made it clear that Mary J. Blige isn't just a passive player in Diddy's empire, but an active participant. In a viral clip, Jaguar named Mary directly, suggesting she knew far more than she let on about the shady dealings at Bad Boy Records.
Stevie J should be charged. Mary J. Blige should also be charged.
Jaguar's allegations don't stop there. She claimed that the culture at Bad Boy fostered fear and silence, making it nearly impossible for artists to speak out without facing retaliation. Was Mary J. Blige complicit in keeping those voices silenced? Mary J. Blige and Diddy have one of hip-hop and R&B's most dynamic friendships to date. As Blige graced a recent cover of People, the longtime peers mutually reflected on their shared history and heartwarming bond. Mary J. Blige is one of the greatest storytellers in R&B history, the Bad Boy mogul explained. She created a lane for women around the world to speak their truth to power, so nobody deserves this success more than her. When speaking on the rapper-producer, the former First Lady of Uptown Records admitted that not only was Diddy a teacher of sorts, but was also her biggest cheerleader. Puff was a huge inspiration for me, Blige reflected. He wanted all of this for me more than I wanted it myself. The two artists first connected in the early 90s when Blige was plucked from Yonkers and became Uptown Records' youngest and first female signee at age 18 under the direction of Andre Harrell, Diddy's mentor. Not only did the Love Records founder consider Blige to be his sister and best friend, he also declared, "She will forever be a pioneer and the queen of hip-hop soul, who remains an unstoppable force that can accomplish anything she sets her mind to." The My Life songbird recalled once being afraid of success and ambition, a fear that Diddy couldn't relate to. But him balancing her out in those areas led her to become the Emmy and Grammy-winning superstar she is today.
His ambition pushed me to be ambitious because I didn't know how, because, you come from where I come from, you're scared to be ambitious. You're scared to want more. And so when I met Puff, I was, blown away.
Anyway, Faith Evans, another iconic bad boy artist, has also spoken about her time with Diddy. She described it as a defining moment in her career, filled with unforgettable highs. But what about the lows? From 1994 to 2004, she was a member of Bad Boy. After she left Bad Boy, she started her own record company called Prolific Musical Group and engaged experts to help her establish the label. 2005's First Lady debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200, one of several highly regarded albums she's released. The Incomparable album came out in 2014 and was her most recent.
Hey, what's up? It's the First Lady Faith Evans, aka Big Fizzy from the Bricks, y'all.
In 2017, she promoted an album called The King and I, which is widely believed to be a collaborative effort with Biggie. The duo's CD is only 25 tracks long, but it covers the tale of Faith and Biggie's lives together from the day they met until the day he died in 1997.
We spent a lot of time, a lot of dollars, just kind of trying to fight, or not even fight for justice, pretty much, and hoping that the authorities would bring someone.
But did she have a boyfriend after Biggie? She did. She settled down with Russell, and the couple now have 2 kids. Evans was taken into custody on accusations of drunk driving in August of 2010. Evans and Russell divorced later that year in 2011. Her drug possession case was dropped after the couple agreed to enter a 13-week drug treatment program.
Music lover Major Relaford was shocked to hear R&B recording artist Faith Evans faces drug charges.
That she's a positive artist, and I wouldn't know that thing like that.
And there is always a shady side to every story. According to some fans and resources, it was Diddy who actually controlled Evans and made her involved in substances. As one of the fans wrote, "Look at how many PPL has died around Diddy. His ex-wife's death is suspicious too. He has had to do some bad things to get and stay at the level he's at. He has always been whack, but thinking he's something special." And another one commented, "I seriously don't believe Faith Evans had anything to do with Biggie's unalivement, but I think she has a clue of who did it. And maybe she's being quiet about it for her safety and for her children's safety as well." Fans might have taken a clue from many theories that Diddy has previously been involved in controlling and doing some obscene activities with younger artists. But when Diddy was being connected to Biggie's death, Faith came forward to take Diddy's side. She said, "What I know is that Puff would never have Big unalived, would never be involved in unalivying one of his best friends. That's outside of him being his artist. You know what I'm saying?" She went on to say that their connection was one of a kind, and that even she herself had never had such close contact with the New York business and rap magnate as Big had. She came to the conclusion that despite the numerous connections and plausible explanations that lead to Diddy being the unaliver, there is absolutely no way that anyone could even remotely piece the mystery of Big's untimely demise together with that plot. "I know without a doubt that if that's the case, then we would have sued Puff a long time ago if we felt that way," she said. "You don't think they tried to get us to do that?" Now, one thing that Mary's friendship with Diddy did not reflect was how Bad Boy Records was infamous for its controversies, from financial disputes to allegations of mistreatment. But the most shocking claims involve criminal activities allegedly orchestrated by Diddy himself, from rumors of money laundering to connections with violent incidents. The label's history is riddled with scandal. Mary J. Blige's role in all this remains unclear. However, insiders have suggested that her unwavering loyalty to Diddy wasn't just about gratitude, but about self-preservation. Did Mary help Diddy cover up crimes to protect her own career? And if so, how deep does her involvement go? Beyond Diddy, the label's star-studded roster, including the Notorious Big, Craig Mack, Faith Evans, Mace, and the LOX, reveals a pattern of artists caught in a web of manipulation, betrayal, and tragedy. While Mary J. Blige may not have been signed to Bad Boy Records herself, her close ties to Diddy and this collective cannot be ignored. The Notorious Big is perhaps the most iconic artist tied to Bad Boy Records. You see, the tragic event that truly shook Bad Boy's destiny was Biggie's fall and demise. His death was so sudden and unexpected that many believe it marked the beginning of Bad Boy's misfortune. Diddy's former bodyguard even mentioned how Biggie's death extended to losing money from one of his contracts.
That's how I knew that he might have been cash flow broke, because he had to be out there doing Puff album to get that money.
Not only that, he also claimed that Biggie actually hated Diddy. Well, Diddy and Biggie weren't as close as the Bad Boy owner made it seem in public, and Biggie somehow knew that Diddy had used him to benefit financially as he saw how Craig was kicked out.
Big used to always clown him. You understand? You know, but Big needed him just as much as he needed Big.
Biggie also claimed he wasn't leaving Diddy despite knowing his true face, because he wanted to get his publishing rights back from the Bad Boy mogul.
Well, Big had to play the game, because Big wanted to get his publishing back and his marketing that he had sold out to Puff.
Moreover, Gene asserted that the late rapper had positioned Bad Boy to secure a lucrative agreement worth more than $60 million. Gene claimed that while guarding Diddy's briefcase on a flight, he came across Biggie's Bad Boy contract. It detailed huge sums of money earned and increases of $250,000, but Puff was able to keep his publishing royalties. When he inquired about Biggie's new deal, the rapper allegedly boasted about the millions he stood to earn thanks to the arrangement.
He had a contract, and what happened was when me and Puff rode on the plane coming back down there, Puff gave me his briefcase.
And after this, when he was on the tour for the promotion of his second album, he was notoriously unalived. Until now, very little is known about his unalivement. Biggie was attending the party with Diddy, and when they were leaving, they both went in different cars. Diddy was in the front car and Biggie was behind him. Suddenly his car stopped, and that's when one of his guards from behind started shooting him. Biggie was shot 4 times, but Gene Deal has stated that the notorious Big S. Unaliver did not unalive him in a drive-by shooting, but rather waited for him all night.
I don't give a Pac gotta die, Big gotta die, or Suge Knight go to jail. Something's gotta change.
According to the FBI report, Wallace was a passenger in a Chevrolet Suburban when a Chevy SS Impala drove up to them at a red light, and the driver opened fire. Wallace had just left a party at the Peterson Automotive Museum, and after him, Diddy also left the party all drunk and wasted. As Diddy was drunk, he couldn't drive the car, and Deal drove the car that night. What is more shocking here is that Deal himself claimed to the FBI that at the time of the incident, his and Diddy's car was behind Biggie's car.
It's a setup. They was setting that boy up, man. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Craig Mack was another early Bad Boy success. For a while, it looked like Mack's career was on the upward, but then it started to plummet. Skeptics claim that his career was doomed from the start. Diddy's discovery of the notorious Big is often cited as a major factor, although to this day, no one knows why. Because of that, he made an attempt on Craig's life.
No cash, no record. I'm not going to be sitting here going in the studio all night, every night, busting. And I ain't seeing nothing from it.
Craig Mack's physical appearance was also problematic, as he had always been the target of ugly jokes in hip-hop media. Mack couldn't take the insult any longer. Even people of his own race were criticizing him. And you can thank Diddy for it. This is because Craig was successful in unaliving Biggie's career, and Diddy never showed up there to defend him, as it seems he never liked him.
Puff didn't like him for whatever reason he didn't. He told Craig, yo, if you don't fire your manager, nigga, you can't work for Bad Boy.
And the cherry on top, Biggie also never liked working with Mack.
Craig on the album?
No. You can't cuss?
Yeah, you can cuss.
Despite the fact that Biggie and Craig Mack never officially disclosed the specific reasons why they didn't get along, there was a great deal of speculation as to why that was the case.
Craig Mack and Biggie Smalls are from 2 different type of eras.
However, Mack was also hesitant to fully accept Diddy's vision for economically viable rap, which is an important consideration here. Mack did not approve of Diddy's immoral gay parties, excessive drinking, or attempts to exert power over the artists. Mack's collapse can be traced back to his decision to oppose Diddy. He was at a loss for what to do, so he departed Bad Boy Records, and he said someone was actively trying to eliminate him. He said, "I caught a couple of threats, a couple of passers-by in the streets." And after this, Craig never appeared on TV. But after some time, it was revealed that he had been practicing his religion. he decided to reappear in public through a video released by the Overcomer Ministry, a secretive Christian group in South Carolina that has been labeled a cult by former members. Here, you can see Craig Mack in action at the ministry.
It was Craig Mack.
And what did you used to do when you was in the world?
Wickedness.
Oh, okay. And what are you doing now?
Righteous.
Whoa!
After watching this video, people around him saw a huge positive change in his body language. He seemed to be happy and filled with energy, as he was no more a part of the curse. But after these strange occurrences, people started talking about the bad boy curse, in which they discussed the reasons for leaving the band of every bad boy record artist.
We don't want talented the bad boy.
But in one of his recent interviews, Craig revealed something very shocking.
I had a gun in my lap. And I'm sitting there, I'm talking to God, I'm like, Lord, I don't want to do this.
However, for some reason, he did not, as Max's medical condition deteriorated with each passing year, which ultimately led to his passing. Craig Mack passed away on March 12, 2018, in a hospital close to his home in Walterboro, South Carolina, and the cause of death was heart failure. And then we have Mase. It was anticipated that Mase would become a major star, not only in the R&B industry, but also in the rap world as a whole.
Call me mañana, whatever you need, girlfriend, I got the whole enchilada.
Become a pastor, considering he had dominated the charts from 1996 to 1999. A raging dispute was stoked by the rumors surrounding Mase's unexpected exit from the bad guys. How is it that a 19-year-old rapper can wake up one day and declare, you know what? I want to get out of this ish and become a minister?
The reason why I decided to start rapping, I just wanted to better my life. I wanted to do something better for my life. Not all the time money is the best thing for your life.
In 1999, Mase, whose real name is Mason Betha, announced that he was leaving Bad Boy Entertainment and forming Sane Ministries. The acronym stands for Saving a Nation Endangered. And according to him, after having a profound experience with God, he began to refer to himself as Minister Mase. He also claimed he was leading people, friends, kids, and others down a path to hell, stating that he left to find God in his heart and follow him.
The devil can use him aggressively, and I want you to know God could use me aggressively.
In point of fact, it is said that when Mase was at the pinnacle of his career as a result of the success of his album Harlem World, he disclosed this information to a radio interviewer. I felt like I had a lot of money, but I didn't really know who I was. I knew I had to do something other than just hip-hop. But there are others who are unsure as to why Mase left. Diddy does not allow someone to easily claim a position as a bad guy insider and get out of their contract. He had Mase signed to a deal for a significant amount of time. But Mase still managed to come back after 5 years without getting any royalties with his album Welcome Back under the Bad Boys label. However, he then expressed a desire to leave once more and even managed to sneak his way into an interview with Puffy, during which he requested that he be released from the contract.
Oh, that what it is, guys. Would you rather have something to talk about?
No, this is freedom pay.
Then, in 2016, he made his return during a Bad Boy Records tour and immediately began criticizing his ex-boss. After that, he went live on Instagram to explain the circumstances around the incident.
When I see the hurt and the pains of other people on Bad Boy, that motivates me to say something so I don't be deemed as a person.
Things never seemed to settle down between them, as again, Mase started criticizing Diddy even though he gave a heartwarming speech at Grammys. Diddy said, "Truth be told, hip-hop has never been respected by the Grammys. Black music has never been respected by the Grammys to the point that it should be." Many musicians related to what Diddy said, but Mase was not one of them. The rapper complained about the unjust treatment he experienced from Bad Boy's label head in an Instagram post that has since been deleted. Your past business practices knowingly has continued purposely starved your artist and been extremely unfair to the very same artist that helped you obtain that Icon Award on the iconic Bad Boy label. Not only this, he even disclosed during an interview that he never got paid even if he was the only one behind all the Bad Boys hit songs.
Feeds, you ain't getting the money, you ain't getting the publishing, you ain't getting the respect. And I don't think you're like that.
His most direct reference to Diddy comes when he mentions the star's latest name change, Brother Love. Since Kane unalived Abel, I'm able to unalive Kane. Love don't steal my N, change your name, Mase raps. And people started to speculate that this rap was directed toward Diddy unaliving Notorious Big for financial gain. Moving on, we have the Lox. They were signed by Diddy after Mary J. Blige heard their demo tape and recommended them. After appearing on Diddy's smash hit, It's All About the Benjamins, they shot to stardom.
Who knew? Like, you kind of never know, like, it's gonna be what song is gonna be extra crazy. So, you know, when we spit and it just took place, but you know, I fought it for a minute. I did it. I did my verse that night.
The group was dissatisfied with the path Diddy was on with Bad Boy after their 1998 album Money, Power, and Respect and its singles failed to chart. After Biggie's death, Diddy moved away from hardcore street music in favor of a more mainstream sound to placate the masses and guarantee radio success, prompting the LOX to hunt for a new record company that better suited their sound.
He was one of them dudes that would just say crazy stuff anyway, all the time, on a daily basis. He drunk 40 ounces, so.
Because of this, they started being featured on a number of tunes released by Rough Riders, which is a label connected to fellow Yonkers native DMX.
X was already a star in Yonkers in our eyes, maybe 7 to 10 years before he ever dropped the album.
But Diddy wouldn't allow them out of their contract, so the group started a campaign called Free the LOX to demand that they be released from their obligations.
It worked sufficiently for what we needed it to do, but looking back, that was all on us, like, you know what I mean?
Additionally, in 1999, they appeared at the Hot 97 Summer Jam performance wearing t-shirts that proclaimed, "Let the Lox Go." After events came to a head and Diddy was hit with a chair, he decided to finally cut relations with the LOX. And he and his band promptly signed a contract with Rough Riders, where they remained for more than a decade.
Probably after the argument with Diddy, when Styles threw the chair at Puff. I mean, I ain't sure, but that was probably the last.
The real conflict began when the LOX asked Diddy to help them become published so they could split their earnings. They said that Diddy owned 50% of the publishing company. According to All Hip Hop, Diddy said that he owned 20% of the LOX and made $400,000 off them. A representative for the band later shot down Diddy's assertion with court documents. The band revealed, "Imagine working for years and years, hard work, and somebody that has nothing to do with that is getting the bulk of it. You'd be totally, utterly frustrated. And you're trying to get around it for years and you call about it with lawyers, but people are too powerful." Eventually, Diddy called the radio show from his Manhattan office to counter the claims.
Businessmen, we all mature adults here. All that right there, I'm at my office. Y'all can sit on this interview with her and talk as long as y'all want to talk about it, or you can take the invitation I gave you before.
And Jadakiss were not the ones who could sit back silently. They went off with a stronger reply. They said, "Once we decided to go against Diddy, he had the power to block us from ever putting a song out ever again. We didn't have no leverage, really, besides the street. We had mixtapes, we had people behind us who thought we would be great artists in the future. If we're gonna do it, let's do it. But just know, it could go all the way bad." The Lox were eventually released from their deal with Bad Boy after their management company, Rough Riders, paid Sean Combs $2 million to buy them out of the agreement. Additionally, the royalties from Jadakiss's debut solo project, titled Kiss the Game Goodbye, were given to Combs. The New York City rapper from Yonkers also admitted that Combs wasn't being difficult throughout the buyout negotiations and that he could have made the situation much worse for himself. They said, "Shout out to Diddy also because he could have played much harder ball than he played. But the public felt something weird during this and came forward to show sympathies to the LOX." One person wrote, "The Lox situation broke my heart. You can hear the pain in their voices. They bought themselves out of the label, but Diddy still profits if they make music. Wow. Thank you for breaking down the timeline. Never knew the full story." In any case, from Biggie's mysterious death to Mace's financial disputes and the LAX's fight for freedom, the legacy of Bad Boy Records is filled with unanswered questions. Did Mary help Diddy cover up crimes to protect her own career? Mary J. Blige has built a legacy as the queen of hip-hop soul, but her ties to Diddy and the controversies at Bad Boy Records have cast a shadow over her career. Did her loyalty to Diddy make her complicit in his alleged crimes, or is she a victim of circumstance? One thing's for sure.
Mary J. Blige, she is speaking, ain't she? Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe here at the Messy Sweet Spot, and I'll see you guys on the next upload.